Teaching any investor how to make money in oil. The biggest boom to hit the U.S. energy economy in decades is going to prove to you that learning how to make money in oil isn't a dead practice. Any investor will score major dividends from gaining knowledge on the technology, equipment, and companies best positioned for the industry shakeup. If international oil conglomerates like Exxon and Shell invest in a certain kind of project, wouldn't you want to get in on it too? Of course you would, and that's why AbsoluteWealth.com and its subscription program, the Independent Wealth Alliance, have produced their latest special report, Sideways Oil: How Fracking is Reestablishing the U.S. as an Oil Power and How You Can Profit. Fracking, or hydraulic fracturing, uses pressurized water to crack underground rock layers and release natural gas for extraction. It's recognized as America's best hope for getting back into the worldwide oil game and stopping its reliance on foreign countries as its energy sources. Sideways Oil will give you the power to manipulate oil, one of the oldest forms of business, to work in your portfolio's favor. The average investor can't make a profitable move in the oil industry these days unless they take the expert advice in the special report. So much time and money is being invested in green energy, but the truth of the matter is, America and the rest of the world need gas, and they'll need it for some time. Natural gas is often described as the cleanest of the fossil fuels, but the after effects of its extraction are becoming harder to ignore. You may have heard of the environmental hazards blamed on fracking, named as the causes for things like polluted air and earthquakes. The debate shouldn't worry you as the potential investor in the rising fracking movement, but it has worked its way into recent news through a special Wall Street Journal conference. Every spring, the news organization brings together top CEOs, industry leaders, environmentalists, and policymakers for its Economics Conference on the future of business and the environment. As this year's conference goes on, a news article from the journal's MarketWatch website reported on the debate over whether or not fracking posed a danger to the communities connected to its process. Aubrey McClendon, chairman of Chesapeake Energy and conference participant, said at the meeting that natural gas needs to rise by 800% in order to equal the cost of oil, and it's needed in order to wean the U.S. off oil from the Middle East. His company is the most active U.S. oil and natural gas driller, and its success is the perfect example of the fracking boom's effect. Chesapeake was ready to go under more than a decade ago, with falling stocks and an abysmal outlook because of the low gas prices. Now, it's an $18 billion company, and their fracking process will continue to benefit them and their shareholders. That's just a sample of the type of usable information available in Absolute Wealth's special report, Sideways Oil. The list of companies that stand to profit from the natural gas accessible through fracking is long and growing. Plus, the entire sector will remain advantageous for companies that produce the technology and equipment used in the process. Close to 3,000 wells are drilled in the U.S., but have yet to be completed. Some company is going to finish the extraction of one of those wells, and some other company is going to supply them with the means to do so. There's an entire cross-section of industries that stand to gain from the fracking boom. Know which ones are the most likely to make money so you can as well with Sideways Oil. The investors who see the most success from natural gas extraction are the ones that do the most research, watch the market closely, and make their moves before the crowds jump on the bandwagon. The surge of fracking companies that will start to see major dividends in the next several years can profit anyone, as long as they know how to make money in oil using the newest and best strategies. Give yourself that knowledge with a copy of the special report, Sideways Oil, by visiting www.absolutewealth.com/reports/sideways-oil.